Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome. And to steal a little bit from the ice, over here on this Friday Eve, we don't know what you're going through, what you're dealing with. You might have had somebody in your life, you told them, they wanted to be, you want them to be once, maybe even be twice, maybe even three times your lady. But after the third time, you struck out, and now you're dealing with heartbreak. You in an NE heartbreak hotel. We don't know what's going on in your life. We don't know what's going on with the world. We're gonna make you zoom past that heartbreak and land safely in a place called the sports world. And when you get there, some things happening. You're gonna hear some stuff. We got a lot of information to give to you today on this Friday Eve spectacular. But it's Friday Eve, so things gotta happen in a certain way. There's a way you do this. In the words of one of my dad's friends, Mr. Percy Butch Battle, he used to say there's a decorum. So we're gonna operate in our decorum today, if you don't mind for a second. I'm gonna operate a little bit like this because normally when this Friday Eve show starts, we do some things. There's a way we enter the show. We talk about the people at work. Now, unfortunately, tomorrow they're doing some things in the break room, so everybody can't get in the break room early tomorrow. But what's gonna happen is we're gonna get these two big gift baskets, nothing but snacks. And all the snacks gonna be laid out in the middle of this one table. And everybody, and when I say everybody, I mean everybody from the office gonna come to that middle table, start grabbing snacks, and conversations gonna be had. And somebody gonna ask that familiar question: what you watched last night? And now Miss Irma, she done put the Pepperidge Farm, what's the fish, the goldfish? She got two of them bags stuck up in the left part of her shirt. She got some pretzels under her arm. She got some whole grain bars in her hands, and she's just like, all right. Well, I know last night I watched the show. It's my guy. Now, let me tell you. Now here's a guy. His name is the Midnight Rider. He does a show with the big guy KG. They affectionately, that's the word I want to use. I want to say affectionately call this show the Thursday Night Throwdown. And that's what we're here for, the Thursday Night Throwdown. We are going to keep you entertained, go through some things. Now, unfortunately, we do have to start you off with some sad news, but I think the person that we're going to honor early on is somebody that is, you've seen the face, you know what he's been on, and he's probably been part of your childhood, if not your childhood, your middle adulthood. I don't know how old you are, but hey, somewhere, someplace, you guys cross paths. We're gonna ask a question: where? Oh, where? Wherefore does thou LeBron James go? Where does he take his talents? Forgotten? I don't know. I will just harken back to the decision and hope he doesn't do anything crazy like that again. Then we got the Open. Now, it used to be called the British. I think now it's just a symbol like Prince. But we got the Open. They just had their first round. You got to pull that. We need the leaderboard, just the first 10. We ain't got to get a bunch of people for that. Also, coming off of the Tuesday night, you had baseball's All-Star game. Ooh, we got some interesting stats on that. We got the Miles report. We got to do some digging for that. And then tonight, we close it out with a discussion of all discussions. We got the Mount Rushmore. As always, our staple, college option quarterbacks. Now, there's going to be some names. I think this is going to be a little biased. It might be skewed a little bit to the early 80s, maybe 90s, but I don't know. I don't want to lead the witness, as they say. But with that being said, we're going to put on a good show for you. If you haven't heard the puns and the jokes and the bits, we got all that for you. We like to have fun, all right? This ain't no, in the words of Chris Russell, this isn't cookie cutter podcasting. We like to have some fun over here. So with that being said, I'm going to turn this over to the big guy, KG, because I done ran my mouth enough, and you done hurt me enough. Take it away, KG.
Well, thank you for that roused introduction there, Midnight Rider. Welcome to the Friday Eve, Thursday night throwdown. Coach Mark checking in. Say who made the potato salad. He trying to start a fight. He trying to start a fight.
Hey.
Now, Anthony checked in like 45 minutes before show start, right?
Uh-huh.
We're going to save his But
Okay.
Anthony, we see you out there, maybe a little busy, but we know you there, and I'm glad you got that in because I love this list. So, most importantly, Midnight Rider, how you feeling?
I'm good, but why you got like what's that fish in that bag beside you, bruh? What you got going
You the
on?
fish in that bag?
Oh, that's a crate. Okay, I was gonna say, what case you got going on? What y'all doing in that house?
Because
You can't. I mean, I know
like I had
hey, you got
my
a bunch
whole
of
setup
kids.
here.
Got a bunch of kids, so I don't put nothing past you. You know, you might have the moment might have hit you and Miss Sparkle in the middle of, next thing you know what I'm
The
saying? Y'all
joys of
doing the
being a
fucking
girl dad. That's
parties.
all I can say.
I got you, man.
Uh, we're gonna get in this thing. We're gonna take you around the sports world and get some things done. But we got to start this off on a little sad note. Not sports related per se, but it's culture related. Hal Williams passed away last night. For those that are uninitiated, not aquatic, or not old enough. If you ever watched Sanford and Son, the two police officers, Smitty and Hoppy, he was
That's
Smitty.
right. Yep.
If you ever watched Good Times, he was Willie Washington. He was Mr. Mitchell. In the very first episode, he was one of the movers that came to evict the Evans family out the house. He played in quite a few episodes of Good Times. If you've ever seen Roots, the Next Generation, he was Alec Haley in that. But for those of you that are born or just raised in the 80s, you know him as Lester Jenkins from 227. And quite possibly when we talk TV dads, he's always on there, but he's always down further than what he should be. And I always thought he was a top 10 TV dad. So rest in peace to Hal Williams. Quite possibly. And I just watched, I'm in the process of rewatching all the Good Times now. And I'm on the last season. And I just watched the episode that he appeared in. So that's kind of crazy. And then they had a video with him and the actor that played Hoppy. They saw each other out just last week. And they were chatting it up and hugging it out because they hadn't seen each other in quite some time. So, and see that last week, love that video, and then you get the news this morning. So, Midnight Rider.
Yo, it's funny how our brains work from two different locations. Because one of the topics that were going to be in the race for the Mount Rushmore was going to be TV dads. That was one of the thoughts. So it's funny that you even say that and said that in the intro. But nah, I just remember from 227. And the second you said it about Sanford and Son, I was like, oh yeah, he was a cop. Oh yeah, it's Good Times. Like it was like everything started just coming back to me all of a sudden. Um, but the dude, man, just he was good at what he did, and that was it was just amazing, man. Talented actor, um, big impact on the world. So um, probably helped mentor some people, get them in the right places. Bring some people along. So we salute and give Mr. Williams his flowers as we always do. Um, Job well done, life well lived, and I'll let you take it from there, my brother.
Well, I agree on those sentiments and condolences to his family, friends, any life that he touched. I mean, nobody before he passed, nobody had a bad word to say about him. So that's something my grandmother said. She said, when it's my time to go, may the life I live speak for me. So
Mm.
that's that. Anthony said, Andy Griffith was known for doing things like this, bringing African American actors. Was he on the Andy Griffith show? No.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, and Anthony said Sam Neill, yes, from Jurassic Park, passed away day before yesterday. Yes, Sam Neill from Jurassic Park. We
Thank you,
we
Anthony.
we
We
get hit
always
hard.
appreciate,
You say
we
what?
always I said we always appreciate Anthony's contributions, man. He was on the
Yes,
road the
indeed.
other night. I forgot what show it was. It was
That
just
was
like, oh
Tuesday.
yeah.
Because we were going, and look, I
Anthony
think
was
we
in his
found
bag.
Anthony's wheelhouse.
Yeah,
Because I think baseball is his wheelhouse.
yeah. You talk about the Marlins, baby.
So respectfully, we'll move on and switch over to this burning question: where does Braun go? And the second part, do we care? I feel like Stephen A. Smith right now. I'm here to tell you, we don't care. This is a good question, Midnight Rider. Is so many different places he can go, and I heard, rumors. He's narrowed it down. I'm just like, dude, you're going into season what, 23 now?
Yes.
We don't need no big announcement. Just pick some place to go and come on. Like, so we can start this farewell tour and give you your flowers while you can smell them, man. That's what we want to do. And you better go out with a bang.
I'm gonna try to do this and keep my podcast journalistic whims
Integrity.
about my integrity. Hey, I don't give a crap where this dude ends up. But it's almost as if you've seen these videos, right? It's say it's 2025 and like LeBron is sitting in his house and like we're gonna just say mystery team knocks on the front door of the LeBron James mansion, whatever it is, and when LeBron opens the door, they've got mystery team jersey with his name on the back, and as he looks beyond them, they've got like the little tea kettle candles or the little small candles in the shape of a heart, right? They got a string quartet in the back playing Baby Come Back or whatever it is. And like that's what I feel like. Like and you can't just stand there and say it. Like you gotta get on one knee and say, LeBron, I've thought about you all this time. You are the reason why we love basketball, and basketball is love. And if you only give me this moment, hold on, Tito, give me a tissue. If you only give me this moment and accept our love unconditionally, we will make you happy, LeBron, Tyrone James. And then like that's how you pitch this team, dog. That's how I see it.
I love the pool there. Baby Come Back by Player. Now that right there, spending all my nights, all my money going out in the town, doing anything I can just to get you off of my mind.
Man.
If you've never heard that song, please go play that. That is fucking excellent song. I just hope he goes to a contender. It don't have to be a big splash. Don't have to be nothing over the top. I just hope he goes to a contender. I don't want to see him go somewhere like this is coming from me. I don't want to see him go anywhere like Chicago. I don't want to see him go anywhere like the Wizards because I think he'll mess the Wizards' chemistry up.
He's not. He's going somewhere. Look, he has
I don't want to see him go to Philly.
He has aspirations of being Swiss Miss hot chocolate. And for them to be a contender, all you do is peel the pack open, stir in the contents, and you got hot chocolate. Well, that's how you got a serious contender because they go from being a regular contender to a serious contender because he's the Swiss Miss that they've been missing.
I don't think it's Philly.
I don't think it should be Philly. I think Philly messes up everything they have if they add him in. I think the options are Miami. I think he messes Cleveland up.
Yeah.
I think it's Miami, to be honest with you, or Golden State so he can live out his dream. It was all a dream. I used to read. Yeah, he want to live out that fantasy. I'll let you sing that song. But nah, he wants to live out his fantasy of him and what's his face, Steph Curry. And the reason why I get that thought process is I was watching this reel of France playing the U.S. the night that Curry went crazy, right? If you notice or if you go back and watch it, right before Curry goes crazy and they take a timeout, LeBron comes over to take away the baseline, and whoever the French player is goes up and dunks on Braun and is like, "Get him out of here! He passed his prime." Talking big cash, cash trash. Loved it. They take a timeout. They get in the huddle. Steph is pacing, like, "Get me the rock." And after that, Steph Curry proceeds to Steph Curry, the French national team. Um, and it was just like LeBron just felt so comfortable, and he looked so comfortable. Like I know I ain't got to carry us. Here you go, Steph. Here you go, Steph. You know what I'm saying? The only thing was missing was like a picture of them in Argyle sweaters, and like LeBron standing behind Steph with his hands on his shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Like, did we just become best friends?
Yep.
Let me tell you about my best friend. I'm sorry.
They say the Cleveland, Miami, Golden State, or Philadelphia. I think Miami's the only option. I'm sorry. Him and Giannis, because Giannis is not a traditional big man. Neither is Bam for real. So I think he'll be good there. But Cleveland, he messes up the flow because he's going to take the ball out of Harden's hands if Harden goes back. But that's going to stunt Spider as well.
Yes. If Harden, I think that's the only place Harden can go. And that's really that's the other reason why I wanted this. I'm glad. Boy, I tell you, sometimes, boy, you doing something. You're doing something. That boy good. That boy good. But no, that's the reason why I even wanted to bring this topic up. Was like, I think the bad part about it is LeBron's holding up so much other business that should be made or should be had. Like, he affects Harden. He affects, like, if teams make a move for Duran, like, there's other moves that should be made or could be made, but because LeBron and the Kawhi situation, like, those things are holding up other parts of business, and right now they're holding it hostage. So, yeah.
Agreed. Couple of comments here. Anthony asks, are we old enough to remember the soap opera Mary Hartman? The lead actress of that show passed away too. Don't remember that one. It's one I don't remember. If it wasn't Channel 4, 7, or 9.
If it ain't come on 7.
Anthony said I could give a shit where LeBron goes, just not my team, the Heat.
Now that's exactly where I'm gonna go.
Uh-oh. Coach Mark said, I don't accept any LeBron slander.
It's not slander when it's the truth.
In the passion seat, Jack says, Bron going to Cleveland, Philadelphia, Golden State. I favor Golden State. What's up, MR?
What up, Jackie Jack?
He says, what's up, Anthony? Anthony says, yo, in the passion seat. Says, hi, Jack. Maddie said I would like him to come home, but don't think it's guaranteed. It guarantees anything here.
I totally agree. I think they actually take a step back.
And the boss says holding up on purpose.
Yeah, because he wants to be like, what is this? Is it Cinderella the one that gets the glass slipper? Yeah, that's what he wants. He wants the glass slipper. They be like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm sorry.
But the question is it really a glass slipper? I mean,
at this point, it's like Father Time's sidekick who is trying to hold on. He's somewhere in the place like Duck, nights like this. I wish raindrops would fall. In the messed up Eddie Kane voice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I
dang.
like, I just think he's I don't know, man. I think he's a good basketball player, even at 43, because he can do the ancillary parts, and as long as he lives in the margins, he'll be just fine.
Anthony said, "How about New York? Because didn't they win? Didn't they want him when he originally went to free agency before he chose Miami? New York ain't taking him. New York not trying. They lost Mitchell Robinson, but they trying to retool and defend that championship. Beat the boss says or holding up so LA can have the upper hand and Golden State can't sign anyone. Well,
Nah,
I
that's
mean
not gonna happen.
he seemed like he wore out his welcome in LA.
I know he did with me.
Well,
I'm good.
well, this is that's going to be one of those things where it's always going to be something. So it's just, it's like, what am I looking to say? It's like he got to be the center of attention if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm feeling like.
Yeah, he want my man to be like, you are my starship.
Norman Connors.
That's right.
With Norman Connors. Norman Connors did the arrangement. The vocalist was Michael Henderson.
Didn't know that. I always thought it was Norman Collins.
The vocalist is Michael Henderson. I don't want nobody kissing you but me.
He wants to bet a cheesesteak LeBron doesn't play 50 games next season. I don't even want that bet.
My question is, who put the foot in the cornbread?
Oh gosh! All right, let's go, fellas. We in that mood today. All right. I guess the group decided to grab our coattails and follow along as well.
Let's do it. The Open Championship is underway. Today was the first day. Today is the 16th, correct? Yep. Today is the 16th through the 19th, which is Sunday. Number one is one Jackson Suber. Am I saying that right?
Hey, look, we'll be lenient on these names because there's some names in this group. Hold on, let me get back to the PGA Tour so I can help you out, dog. Yeah, Suber's one.
And he is 5 under. Daniel Brown and M. Sungjae they are both 4 under, tied for second. And then we got a 9-way tie for fourth with at 3 under. You have Thomas Dietrich, Robert McIntyre, Francisco Molinari, I'm sorry, Alex Smalley, Bo DeChambeau.
You mean me? Hold on, you gotta say that the right way.
I'm sorry.
That gets sharpened. Yeah.
Bo DeChambeau.
There you go.
Ryan Gerard, MJ McDuffie. I'm sorry, MJ Dafew. Pearson Cootie, and Cameron Young, all tied for fourth at 3 under.
You ain't gotta go no further than that because everybody else.
Yeah, that's next thing you know is everybody tied for 13. But that's just through the first round. So I would love to know what the greens are looking like, because if you're 5 under in the first round, I mean, that would constitute a tough course to play, correct?
No. Calm down.
Okay.
Man. Hold on. Let's do you have the link? Because if you have the link ready made, we need to shoot it to Keith.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. Hold on. I can do that.
Because I'm already mad at him because I had to make my bets without his opinion. But,
where should I put it?
Go Sideline Junkies podcast and then send it to me and I'll put it into, because I got his phone number.
All right. Let me send it to you right now. But I'm just I'm a little I'm a little lost here because 5 under is good. I mean, anytime you can lead, but your lead is 5 under. But we have seen what course was that last year we were talking about, and Keith was like, the correspondent was like how tough it is, and I think the winner was like 1 under. Everybody else finished either even or over. It was
So
like really
here's what
really
you got.
bad.
So here's what you got to think about today. So what happened today, and I know he's going to say it better than I can and more eloquently, is I think if you went out early, I think you got the weather, and late you ended up missing the weather and had a better um an easier day. But that's the speculation I heard. So we got to check and let me send this to him because I want to get the actual thought process because I've heard two varying opinions and I don't like varying opinions. Um, there we go.
Dig it. Maddie said, "Been a while since we seen the cheesesteak bet."
Been
And
a while
yes,
since Bryson DeChambeau.
Bryson DeChambeau. I'm sorry, I got a little too excited.
I know what you meant.
I got a little too excited. Bryson DeChambeau. Um, Anthony also says, "I think being that everybody's pretty good after the first round, that means the fairways are playing well, and the greens are being a little bit more consistent."
Right, but it's the British or it's the Open, so sometimes that weather comes along and makes things happen. Um, it makes it interesting for everybody else in the world. Um, but I know for me, let me see what I did. I know Keith's going to talk about me when he sees what I picked. Ooh, hold on. Maybe he's not. Hold on. Oh, I see what he put in the notes. Let me see something. Let me make sure I stuck with this pick. I'm just trying to find out who I picked because I made a bunch of bets at work today, and I was like, all right, I like this guy, I like this guy. There's a couple guys I always pick. Um, I gotta go to Maryland. Jesus Christ. All
You
right, so
gotta be.
I got Matt Fitzpatrick. So I picked five guys to win. Matt Fitzpatrick. If you pay attention, the next three names are always in my list. One is Shane Lowry. Shane Lowry. The next one is Victor Hovland. The fourth one is Ludwig Aldberg, and my man, I picked Sam Burns, and after his first round, Sam Burns gonna have to move some mountains. He gonna have to get like Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell because he got a long climb to heaven, and he got a wide ocean to cross. So it might not
Well,
be possible for him to make up that difference.
well, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough.
And then I also have three guys that I want to finish in top five, and that's Scheffler, Morikawa, and Goddard. So I got some action going because I'm trying to um, get things together and just I don't know. Since Keith's been on here, I feel like I got a good feel for who the people are. The only thing that was a little disappointing is I also use what's his name? Not what's his name. Um, oh, you heard the weather will not be a factor no matter early or late. All right, perfect, Jack. That's even better because now we're gonna get a truer version of the Open, not a truer version of the Open, but a truer score. Some more golfing than the Britishing, if that makes sense. Like the Open has a way to do its open things. I always remember V Mitch, those guys saying that, on certain courses over there in Europe, you can go through four seasons um in like five holes. So 1 minute it's raining sideways, the wind is crazy, then it's hot as heck, then it's this. So um uh,
That's
it,
I've
it
heard
just
the same
confused me.
thing.
Weather's not gonna be a factor. All right, so this is gonna be very interesting. Then we're gonna get some very low scores.
I've heard the same thing, that the weather is crazy across the pond. I think Bryson might get this Shane Lowry. You got to say it like that. You got to draw that out, Lowry.
Lowry. Shane Lowry. I gotta give JP Finley credit for that, because I think he brought him up to me, and I think that's how he said it. And after that, that's the only way I say his name. He's almost like, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, it's just like the DeChambeau. Bryson DeChambeau. DeChambeau. Who was talking the other day, and they said Charbonnet, but when they said it, it was B. Mitch and Finley. That's what it was. So they were talking about pass catchers. And I'm going on a riff a little bit here. I apologize. But, I mean, it's the slowest week in sports. So I can have a riff here if I can have one anywhere. But, yeah, B. Mitch and JP were talking about, like, the running backs affecting the passing game and all that stuff. And I was like, he was like, the Seahawks had Smith and Jigba with 1,800 yards. A couple there. Hold on. Did you send the right one?
I thought I did. Let me double check.
Which one is this? This is HJ. I know I got them all on my thing, so I'm not like.
Yeah, this is the H. Yeah, that's the right one I sent.
All right. If you can't get it to work, then we'll just go on. But Keith, if you can't get it to work, just shoot like the names of the people you like. I know I saw you say Matt Fitzpatrick, which I totally enjoyed and appreciated, because I took him on a whim because I remember reading something about Fitzpatrick, and I think it's 2 Fitzpatricks, but yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Fun times, baby. Bad boy. Take that. No, I'm sorry.
Anthony said, for me, the British Open finishes on Sunday. Most people are going to be 9 under to 15 under, maybe 17 under.
Yeah, I mean, if it's going to play like this, if it's going to play like a regular track, yeah.
Seems like everybody in accordance, man.
Yeah, I mean, the weather's the key. If there's no weather, it's just like if they don't give you I think the correct term is fescue at the U.S. Open, then it's not the same. And there it is, baby. Charbonnet.
So got to get that je ne sais quoi with it, man.
Yeah, man. I think that's going to be a rule. Like any of those names we get, we just got to say it that way.
Charbonnet. DeChambeau.
Let's see. All right, man. Let's go into the next joint. If Keith drops his names of his guys, we'll, after we talk All-Star game before Miles report, we'll drop that in there.
Okay. MLB All-Star game was it was Tuesday night. Last night was Wednesday.
Yep.
Because we stayed on through the first 2 innings. We were only supposed to do 1. We wound up doing 2.
Yep.
But the AL All-Stars 4, the NL All-Stars 0. The Midnight Rider put out a great stat as far as the All-Star game goes. He said 23 of the last 29 All-Star games have been won by the AL.
Yeah. I mean, and it's funny because it actually, if this was true, like if you think about it, I used to always think that the AL had the advantage because they had the DH. So they naturally had an advantage because they always had that extra power hitter. I always felt like that maybe the NL didn't have, so they had to make, especially when they played in American League parks, like they had to make a guy a DH, and so that DH wouldn't have the same pop as the AL guy. So that's why I always thought the AL had an advantage. But now, after Tuesday night and just watching the explosive arms, uh, man, it was amazing watching that happen. We had 10 hits, 27 strikeouts. It was I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain it. If that's going to be our All-Star games, it's going to be trouble. And I know what it is. It's because you get these guys that are actually sitting there. You get one inning, and you get to throw you a 103. You get the one throw you a 105. You get to be all those things, and it's just like you don't have to hold back or anything. And the way they did this, also they made sure they got everybody in the game. Like they subbed out hitters. They did everything to get everybody a chance to have opportunity. Some guys only got one at bat, but at least they got the at bat. Other guys pitched like a third of an inning, 2/3 of an inning, and that's what the All-Star game is about: showcasing the stars. But unfortunately, the hitters, they just wasn't hitting, and there was some filth. There was a couple times, especially when Mason Miller came in and he was followed up by the kid Duran. Oh my gosh, Becky. They was throwing some junk up there that was literally just filthy. The pitch would start at one spot and take a 90-degree turn, or it dropped 90 degrees. I mean, it was just like, yo. And then the bad thing about it is when they dropped, they weren't dropping like off of an 89 or 95 mile per hour, but they're dropping at 101, 103, 105. You know what I'm saying? They like the upper end of an FM dial. You know what I'm saying? They like temperatures when the baby got fever. You know, that's what they throwing up there.
And what's crazy is we talked about this, I want to say about a year or two ago. And because I was shocked, and they were talking about a changeup now is coming in at 89. And I'm like, when has a changeup ever been 89? A changeup, of course, has the same form of fastball. But when it comes in, it's supposed to come in at 76, 77, no more than 79. That's the change. Not no more.
This ain't your grandfather's baseball, bruh.
No, sir.
I mean, Strasburg was one of the first ones that did it. Strasburg had a 92 mile per hour changeup. And I'll never forget it. And I know I'm bringing this up every time we talk about it. Unfortunately, right now, I can't think of the kid's name, but there was a kid, I think he either came up with the Braves or the Mariners. And his first 3 games, he had Strasburg, Scherzer, and Gio Gonzalez. He said after the second pitch in the Strasburg at bat, when he looked at the thing and it said 92 mile per hour changeup, he started questioning if he was doing the right job. He was like, yo, I think the last name was Smith. I don't know if it was Nolan Smith. Don't give me the line. But I remember it being like one of those videos where, you know, they're following the kid around, just got called up. And he was like, yeah, they did an interview with him. And he was like, man, my first 3 nights in the majors was Strasburg, Scherzer, and what you call it? He said, when Strasburg threw me that pitch, he's like, I almost wanted to just take my bat, just go home.
When you talk about that and pitching, and now granted, we talking years ago when we were a lot younger. You see Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan was throwing 101, 102. Randy Johnson was throwing 102. Somebody else, I can't think of who it was throwing like 103, 104. You had 3 or 4 pitchers that was throwing heaters like that in triple digits. You know, most guys get up to 98, 99 sometimes. But now it's like the entire league damn near got a roster of guys. They got 3 to 4 guys on every team that can throw straight heat. And then when they do throw a changeup or a curve, it's coming in and it's like, what was that? That was a fastball. No, that wasn't his fastball. What? But something that I'll say about this. The All-Star game is where you showcase your ways. I would have loved to seen somebody throw a knuckleball, but I think the knuckleball's dead. I think the fork curve is dead, and the slurve and all that. I think all those pitches are dead. You can
Well,
correct me
most of
if
those
I'm wrong.
pitchers now have different names. Like, well, the knuckle, I don't think many people throw the knuckle because we live in a velocity world. Um, so everybody is up there throwing pitches their hardest. It would have been interesting to see if we had some of the technology we have, where they concentrate on the spin and the revolutions of the spin. It'd have been interesting to see what like a Charlie Huff or Phil Necro knuckleball would have gotten on a spin rate, and how that would have affected. And then, of course, when they do the paths, when they talk about your pitch path nowadays is another popular term. And what it is people throw off the same path. So now you can see a fastball, and I forgot who they showed, but it was like the fastball comes in on one path, and it moves a little bit, and then they throw the slider, but it comes in on the same path, and then it makes the turn, and then they throw the sweeper, and it makes its turn, and then they throw the changeup and does its thing, but they all come out looking the same, and that's the crazy part about it is these guys have this innate ability to throw all these different pitches from different on the same plane, and it's just crazy, man. It's amazing watching it. And you know what? Maddie and I talked earlier this week about guys not hitting the ball where it is and hitting it to where people aren't. But I think part of the problem is I think the pitching is so good now that like you either got to take your chance, you got to shoot your shot because you don't know if you're going to be able to string together 3 or 4 hits when these guys are pitching like this. I think you have to take your shot on, well, maybe if I give them the best swing of my life, you know, I can get a home run and we good. Maybe we win this 4-3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Uh,
Like I think this game has changed a lot.
that's an understatement. Anthony said Josh Beckett.
Don't talk about my boy like that. Don't talk about my boy like that. That's my boy right there.
Threw gas. Jack said explosive arms, yet the best pitchers didn't pitch.
Yeah, because you talking about Miz and those guys. They didn't show.
Um, when it comes to also a grouping of pitches, people are going to have to either three forms of fastball and two all-speed pitches or fastball, a change of a curve, and a slider.
But now the sweeper's a big pitch. A lot of guys throw sweepers.
Now I got to go find out what a sweeper is.
It's amazing.
I
A lot of guys throw it. Like what's his name? The guy for the Nationals that's 30 that came over from Japan, Forrest Griffin. He throws it.
I just like really got the concept of between the two seam and the four seam fastball.
Well, then they got some other stuff out here.
I try to, whenever it's a pitch, I always look at the hand placement, try to imitate the hand placement. I'm not throwing nothing like that. It's the hand placement. What always does it.
But you also got to throw it because you got to, like, people talk about, like, when you throw certain pitches, you got to feel the baseball roll off the tip of your finger. That's how you get the spin. That's how you get the effect.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's so many, but I understand nobody throws the knuckle anymore, but Tim Wakefield made a great career off throwing the knuckle.
Yeah, but also at that time, guys was throwing your fireballers were throwing 97 and 98, but they were only touching that here and there. Like now, you got to do Mizorowski that, like, he's thrown like over 100, like maybe 40, 50 times. Like the game is different. The game is totally different. And Jack's right. And the home run derby was fire. He thought the game sucked, and Philly All-Stars were over. I actually love that part about it. I thought that was the best part. Like all the Philly stars, because they booed everybody all weekend long. Normally, you have an appreciation for the game But these, whoo, almost said something. But
Look
these
at where you
people,
at.
classless people, wanted to boo everything that wasn't Philly or Philadelphia, and it was annoying. Um, and that turn, it made the game like it was like they didn't appreciate baseball. And I know they got to do their thing. They thrive on being the team or the fans that love to be hated. So I love that all the Philly stars were over. I love that the Philly pitcher gave up the game early on. Um, yes, Anthony, you're right. A sweeper is a version of a slider. So I think the plane is just different of how the ball goes across. I think it's more of a. I'm not even gonna go into that. Come on, Anthony. You know what you're doing? You trying to get me to patronize your boy. Your boy can pitch, man. Your boy's arsenal is dope, man. He's one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball. But I still think y'all, no matter what y'all do, at some point you gotta sell him off before it gets too late. You gotta come away with something. Sometimes you get to the point where it's the Juan Soto thing that people say. When's a good time to trade Juan Soto? Never. When's the best time to trade him? Whenever you can. Because you get the years of or the option of them having, team control, which is perfect. And that's what you want at the end. You want the team control.
Since we talking about baseball, I want to ask you a question. Now I'm gonna throw a situation out there, and you tell me who's right and who's wrong. All right, you got a player, first baseman, led the league in home runs, led the league in batting average, basically won the triple crown, led the league in RBIs, doubles, triples, right? Um, Fielding, I think he had a 97% fielding rate. Led the league in putouts. Did everything you could ask. Comes up to arbitration. He was making $8 million a year, and that was just his rookie deal. So he goes from $8 million, and he asked for. Now he's consistent whole career. No, this wasn't just a one season thing. Consistent the whole year. Has been a Triple Crown winner for the past 4 years. Has been Silver
In
Slugger.
contention. You mean contention for the Triple Crown? No one's won the Triple Crown 4 years in a row.
Well,
He's
this cat
been.
had.
This isn't a real scenario, but go ahead.
Silver Slugger
Okay.
every year.
Okay.
Comes up for arbitration.
I'm gonna tell you right now. You go to arbitration. You got 4 years where you've won the Triple Crown. The arbiter alone is going to give you one of the biggest deals ever. Like you'll break a record for what you get in arbitration if you
They
have what
offer
you're talking about.
the first. He wanted a long-term deal. The team said, "We'll give you 4 years at 14 a year." He
I
said,
turn
"No, I
that down.
want 19."
Yeah.
They said, "No, we're standing firm at 14 a year for 5 years." So then their final offer was 14 million 1 year. It went to arbitration. So he put his number in at 20. The team said 8. No, 8 was last year. They said 14. Arbitration gave him 10. Is that right?
I don't know what arbitrator you talking to because that's no way. That shouldn't even happen. With everything you said, that doesn't even sound right. You're missing
Now,
something. Somebody got hurt. Something. There's more to this case.
now
Because if you're a Silver Slugger, you win 4. There's no way in the world that the arbiter can even look themselves in the face and be like, "Oh, we're going to give him less than what they offer him." Most of the time, the number they give you is the number that they. The worst case scenario is you walk away with the number the team offers. The arbiter doesn't go below that.
yeah, they went below it. And I'm saying that because you're a baseball guy. And
You gotta when we get off air, you gotta tell me that one because
If I tell you what it's from, you can be like, yeah, that's why.
it's probably a movie.
No.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
Think about the gridiron.
Okay,
And you play the game too, so I'm like, you should know.
I got you.
So, Jackson, you've seen through a nasty knuckle curve. Philly doesn't know how to appreciate all-stars. They don't know how to appreciate nothing. This is the same city that after Jalen Hurts won a Super Bowl. But let me back up. Jalen Hurts came into a situation, lost a playoff game because he was thrown in there in the second half. Takes them to the Super Bowl, loses. They want him out of the city. They want him gone. He's a bum. He's trash. He wins the Super Bowl, and they're still talking about, is there a trade value for Jalen Hurts? What more do you want? What more do you want? They don't appreciate anything.
But you talking about Philly fans, and in the same breath, there's probably always 22 guys that hate Jalen Hurts' guts, and it's 20 guys that love Jalen Hurts. It's like I listen to a lot of radio, and like the ebb and flows are the same. Like you get the loud majority, you get the loud minority, and then you get a couple guys in between, depending on like what show you listen to and who's on the show. That's the crazy part.
I give you that. And Andy said, I believe the reason why you don't see the kind of knuckleball anymore is it's hard to pitch. A hard pitch to teach a young kid because you're wiring their brain differently to purposely throw slower than 85 miles per hour. Yeah. But now, here's what's crazy. And I always say this. I don't want my 9-10-year-old throwing fastballs. That's when you throw the specialty pitch. They learn how to throw the curve.
Other way around. No, it's the other way around.
It's the other way around?
You don't want your kids throwing all the garbage. You want them throwing fastballs because that goes straight. Now they may have a grip because some kids naturally have like a 2-seam grip. Some kids naturally have a 4-seam grip, but you don't want kids throwing breaking balls because that's when their elbows get involved in the pitch.
Okay.
That's when you don't. Okay. You want their elbows to get strengthened up. Yeah, it's the other way around. I know where you're going at it. That's why I stopped you because your intent. I know exactly what you meant.
Yeah, you don't want to burn out a young arm like that.
Yeah, but the problem
that's why a lot of these guys are coming up, and they got to have Tommy John surgery before they can hit the majors.
Well, it's also because we're teaching velocity, and then they're also throwing normal kids. Think about kids in our day. You played football, so now you're playing football for a couple months. Then you go and play basketball. Maybe you hoop a little bit, and then you get in the baseball season, and that's when you're pitching. But now these kids pitch 12 months a year sometimes, depending on the state, or 8 months a year. So what you're doing is you're starting to put wear and tear on arms that you wouldn't put on an arm normally.
Agreed. Anthony said that knuckleball grip is also a hard grip to teach because the grip has your middle and index and middle finger completely opposite the inside of the baseball. That's true.
Well, I mean, it depends on who throws it because there's multiple grips.
Yeah, you got some people throw it like that. Some people throw it like that. It all depends on your hands. Got to be a certain size.
Yeah, I did too, Jack. Like I saw one day I was watching Inside Baseball. I never threw it right, but I tried to throw it, and yeah, I was watching. It was either Inside Baseball or Baseball Stars or whatever that show was that came on with Tommy Lasorda. Ozzie Smith used to be on it. But yeah, I saw the grip and I tried to do it. I used to go in my backyard. I used to try to throw that all the time.
Yeah, I always used to try to throw. I used to try to do the grip, and I would try to, just push it across the room just to see if it had any rotation on it. And because they was always like, it don't rotate, it just kind of sailed through the air.
Right.
But that's what makes it hard. But the rotation, if it doesn't have any rotation and you do get good wood on it, it's not going to go far. It's going it's going to dribble down the first baseline or something like that. It's never, no matter how much contact you make with a knuckleball, it's not going to go far. So that's one of those things.
Let's get out of this and get into the Mount Rushmore. Let's take a break.
Right.
Yeah, let's go Mount Rushmore because I want to see what people think on this.
This
I'm
is gonna be
very
good.
curious. It's gonna be fun.
Gonna be good. So hang tight
and give me a good commercial too.
A good commercial break. I think I
No
got
bits
one.
allowed. No bits allowed. No bits allowed.
All right, no bits allowed. I got you. Here we go. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are, baby. It's the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. We are at our feature segment of the show. We are doing, during this time of year, we're doing what's called the Mount Rushmores. And this Mount Rushmore involves college option QBs. But before we go there, one thing I want to make sure we announce is Monday. We got our show on Drive Time. It's the one show that we're doing as a collab, 6 p.m. I think it's called Behind the Whistles.
It is. Let me get it right because we got to get it right.
Yeah.
It is called Behind the Whistles. You're right. The Summit.
All right. The Summit, and it's at 6 p.m. So we're combining two shows, Drive Time and Pretenders and Contenders. We're gonna have some coaches, referees, and basically we're gonna try to just figure out like how do we make this better because we see the deficiency in the people wanting to be refs, and we also see there's a contentious nature on the side of coaches and referees. So we're trying to bridge some gaps, for lack of a better term. So check us out again, 6 p.m. Monday, combination show. Hope
July
you guys
20th.
enjoy it. It's the 20th, right?
Yep, July 20th.
Yeah, it's Monday.
Yep.
You trying to make me seem like I'm crazy, dog? No, it's Monday. But nah, check us out. KG, I'm gonna grab your coattail on how you want to do this Mount Rushmore. So I'm gonna pass this off to you, and let's get it started.
All right. So, Midnight Rider comes up with this awesome thing. College option QBs, Mount Rushmore. Now this right here, and he said we're allowed to have honorable mentions. So this is good for me. I love a good honorable mention.
The reason I said honorable mention because if you have to guess if it's a option QB, go ahead and push them to your honorable mentions because we're not delegating the validity of them being an option quarterback. Like you have to say option quarterback, and everybody has to be like, yes. So that is the key.
Okay. So you want to start? Well, now let's do the Mount Rushmore first, then do the honorable mention.
So let's start at 4.
All right, number 4.
Your number 4.
My number 4. Scott Frost.
That's impressive. My number 4 is a little bit more recent. My number 4 is Keenan Reynolds from Navy. I think that kid ran that option. There's a name that I'll say later that's I think he's in that category. So that's who my 4 is.
Next one, number 3, Eric Crouch.
God dang, you staying in a certain state, aren't you?
I mean, think about this. Eric Crouch, Scott Frost, and Eric Crouch would have been great in the Wildcat era and the read option era. They were just born too early because they would have been great because they could pass the ball if they needed to. But they really, really would have flourished in the read option. But they had, when they got to the NFL, Scott Frost became a safety, and Eric Crouch is I think he wound up going to Canada afterwards because he caught on with the Rams, and then they never really used him, and they didn't want him to play quarterback. So, yeah.
All right. So then my number 3 is Darian Hagan, Colorado. This ain't going the way I think, baby. It ain't going the way I think it's going to go.
All right, number 2. This one, I think everybody got on that. Anthony, I'll get to yours as well. Everyone should have this one too. Tommy Frazier.
Okay. It sounds good. Sounds acceptable. Just noting that we're 3 quarterbacks in, and all 3 of your quarterbacks have been Nebraska quarterbacks. Just putting it out there. Jamel Holloway. Jamel Holloway to me was one of the best option quarterbacks. But his backup is going to be in my honorable mentions for sure.
My number 1, close to the heart, Tony Rice.
I knew you was going to say that was your number 1. I knew it, Gina. I knew it. So my number 1 is Tommy Frazier. I thought Tommy Frazier was one of the best at it. But I think you're picking nits when you start deciding between Hagan's, Frazier, and Holloway. So I like that. Let's do Anthony's list, and then let's go. Let's do Anthony's list and honorable mentions. Yeah.
His Mount Rushmore, and Anthony dropped this. We didn't start till 6:15. Anthony dropped this almost an hour before showtime. He was geared up and he was ready, chin strap buckled, ready to come out the tunnel. Like,
all right. So here's the thing I don't get. I don't remember Ahmad Bradshaw being an option quarterback. Or Ricky. Who's Ricky Dobbs? He might have to school me on those two, Anthony. I apologize in advance. I thought Bradshaw was a back out of a small school that got drafted. I didn't think he was an option quarterback.
Ricky Dobbs out of Navy.
Huh?
Ricky Dobbs out of Navy.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
Now, the name sounds familiar now that I've seen the face. Yeah. I remember him.
Joe Hamilton's a Georgia Tech kid that wore 14. So I know that. I know Frazier.
Remember him. Joe Hamilton was a quarterback when Megatron was there, correct?
No, that was the I think that was the Bell kid.
Okay. He got Tommy Frazier. I think everybody's going to always say Tommy Frazier because we always talk about what ifs. Tommy Frazier is one of my football what ifs.
Why?
Because if it wasn't for the blood clots in the knee,
what was he going to play?
Huh?
What was he going to play?
What do you mean?
What was he going to play?
Quarterback.
Where? In what league?
At the time, we're talking mid-90s. At the time, I could have saw him. Now
Look. I'm gonna save you the consternation of trying to even make an excuse for this. But Cordell Stewart was a better quarterback than he ever was, and Cordell Stewart had to earn his way to play quarterback by being slashed at first. So I don't see Tommy Frazier, and there's no offense to Tommy. I think Tommy's a great quarterback, but I just don't see him being the guy that's going to save the world at quarterback.
He said
And you know,
Ahmad Bradshaw played option quarterback at Navy.
Army. Oh, then this must
Army,
be a
I'm
guy.
sorry. Ricky Dobbs was the quarterback for Navy.
All right, so this is one of those guys that he's got a similar name, because I was thinking about the
running back.
Bradshaw.
That's what I was thinking about too.
Yeah.
What's happening, Lee Ice?
Hey, Lee Ice, we're doing top option quarterbacks. So you want to throw your 4 names in the list? Come on and jump in.
But you want to do honorable mentions?
Yeah, you can start.
Tim Tebow.
He's not an option quarterback. But okay,
You don't feel like he's an option quarterback?
Never mind. I said if it's a question, never mind. So one of mine is Tony Rice.
You said one of yours is Tony Rice?
Huh?
You broke up for a second. What'd you say?
I said Tony Rice.
Okay. The late great Brooks Bollinger.
That's a good one. Actually, that's what I was trying to think of. His name just wouldn't come to my mind. The kid that Navy just had, Blake Horvath, was a good quarterback for the option.
Mr. Not to be confused with Love Won't Let Me Wait, but Major Harris out of West Virginia.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll agree on that one, and I'll add to that list because that's who I was trying to find. When you started talking, I was like, "Oh, damn, I missed somebody." But in the midst of me missing somebody, of course, you said Crouch, you said Frost. Number 9 out of Oklahoma, Charles Johnson, because he was the backup, I think, to Jamel Holloway, if I have that correct, in my college football history. And Holloway got hurt. He played a stretch.
You said this name earlier, and I got to agree with it. Only reason why I don't put Cordell Stewart on any of my college lists because I'm still bitter about losing to Colorado 10-9, and that's Cordell Stewart, as I said.
Okay, because again, you're using the question because there was some. Okay. Can I think of anybody else that ran the option that I can think of off the top of my head? There's some guys in the early '80s that probably deserve some clout that just because they were so early in our childhood, we're gonna miss out on them. That's all I got right now. I think that's all I got for honorable mentions. If you got more, go ahead and say yours, but I don't have anything else.
I only got 2 more, and that's Brian Mitchell and Rick Meyer.
Okay. I think you're abusing some things, but okay.
Andy said my first honorable mention is Sean White, Navy quarterback. Can't go wrong with a Navy quarterback. And he said Rich Rodriguez.
I don't know where, but yo, I don't. Maybe he just a borderline Navy fan, and we're saying some guys that I don't know. I don't remember Rich Rodriguez. I mean, coaching wise, Richard Rodriguez did run option. Like if he said Pat White, I'd be like, okay.
Pat White was another one. All right. So we come to that point of the show. Time to wrap that shit up, B.
You go first.
I'll go first. I'm gonna say this, and I mean this with everything in my being. I love the love that the WNBA is getting from around the world, around the board. A lot of new fans coming in. I just want all the new fans to know it's okay to like more than one player. It's all right. You're gonna love who you're gonna love, but you don't have to put down other players to make some other players look better. Just saying. That's all I got to say to my WNBA fans. Let's enjoy it. Oh wow, Rich Rodriguez played quarterback before he became a coach.
Wow, that's
That's
come
a
on,
deep
Anthony's in the crates. That's a deep cut. That's a real deep cut. That's like track 9 on that 112 CD featuring player. Like that's a deep cut.
Jeez. All
So
right.
for me, let's wrap this up. It's kind of special, kind of different. Normally we talk about stuff in sports, but tomorrow life intersects sports for us as sideline junkies. Tomorrow, one of the members of the sideline junkie family um, has to undergo surgery. Um, I don't remember the technical terms, so I'm not going to bore you with the technical terms. But we do know a couple things. Life is a journey. Life is a path, and on this path, there are obstacles. There are things that we have to face and we have to deal with. So these next coming weeks, as a group, just the sideline junkies, um, I would love for all the people that watch our show, listen to us, put Miss Jackie, Mrs. Bossman in your prayers. She's gonna be going through some things. Put the Bossman in your prayers. Put the family in your prayers, because life is going to change for them for a while. They're gonna have some things they got to deal with, and we gotta be there along the way because we are family, because we are here together in this space. Um, because this is what we do. Sports emulates life, imitates life. In sports, we have up and downs, and in this life, we have up and downs, and we have situations. And all we got to do is sometimes you got to deal with them. And I don't know what tomorrow brings, but what I do want to do is just pray that whoever these doctors are, they are at their best tomorrow. They give the most meticulous and the best service they can give to the Miss Boss Man, and making sure that they do everything the way it's supposed to be, that God blesses their hands. He puts it on their hearts to make sure they just do their job the best they can. And then we got to also put the boss and the kids in their prayers, because mommy ain't going to be normal. She ain't going to be what she normally is for a couple weeks. So you got to deal with that, and we got to be there. We got to be the backbones. We got to be the people supporting. So what we want to do is ask God just to guide us, to help us, to be the light that He says He is, because we don't doubt Him being a light, but we do have to worry about struggle and obstacles. So if you can do something, if you can, maybe throw a meal towards BJ so that way he has something to cook, or just go on to see her. Everything you can try to do and hope to do is going to help. And all I'm asking is, as a family and as a community, we wrap our arms around this family. We give them the best support we can. I know for a fact I've been in a struggle, and the brothers here, BJ and Bossman, and when Jack was here, like Cats reached out to me, and even Keith, we all stuck together because it's bigger than this show. What we do is bigger than this. Who we are is bigger than this. So let's keep Mrs. Bossman in your prayers, in your hearts. Keep the Bossman family in your prayers and your hearts. If you feel like you want to do a gesture, reach out to them, see what the gesture is that they'll accept. Just don't go in there trying to say, "Oh, I did this," because that's what you felt they needed. That's not what they needed. Like, be selfless in your giving. Give because they'll accept it, or that's what they want to do. And I say all of that because I know there's one person that controls all of this, and it's the Almighty. And I don't know if this was a prayer or not, but I'm gonna say at the end of this, Amen, because we give what we have to you, God. Without you, all things aren't possible. You make a way, you put things on our hearts, and you set us up to succeed in moments where we think we're gonna fail. So again, tomorrow, just make sure you just throw something up. You ain't gotta be it ain't gotta be the greatest prayer of your life. But when you roll over and you thank God for getting you up in the morning, thank God for also the hands that are going to touch your soul, touch your body, touch your brain, the recovery process, and everything else. And with that being said, thank you for watching us. Thank you for being part of this family because this is what this is. This is a family, man. I don't care what anybody says. We are family first. We are a show second. I ain't got nothing else, bro.
Amen to that. And I'm not gonna follow it up. Thank y'all for joining us. We out. Peace.